Okay? You are the jury. I'm the witness. For some reason, the chair is always not facing the jury. It's facing outward, and the jury's over here. Okay? Now, when I talk to you, you're generally going to look at me. Okay? If I were to walk to the back of the room, you probably would not continue looking forward. You'd probably follow the voice of the person. It is natural for us, and we are trained, respect your elders, look at your friends when you're speaking to them, look at them. So when somebody's asking questions, witnesses, I'm talking professional witnesses that I've used hundreds of, they can start engaging. That's the bad guy. Okay? And if it's on my side, that's still the bad guy. Because if I'm taking your examination, it doesn't matter if I think you're the greatest, the stupidest, the smartest, the prettiest, the coolest, the whatever. What matters is what the jury thinks. So, how do you combat that desire of you're sitting here and you're looking forward? This is what I do, and this is what you should do. When I walk, I'm looking at the jury. This is what I do when I walk in a courtroom. Do not forget, I'll walk in. The judge says, "Will you come in, Mr. Major?" I go like this. He's got his table over there. Will you state your name? Yes. My name is Scott Major. If I answer questions and I say, "Listen, I really want you to believe me. I really wasn't dating that girl. You really are cute. I really would like to go out with you." Just versus I look you in the eye and say, "I think you're wonderful." There is an intimacy and a directness there that you want to have. So in order to do that, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you're making eye contact. So if you're the witness, you need to make sure that you are looking at the jury. If there's a judge who's judging the competition, but you have jurors, you don't look at the judge. The judge is irrelevant. If you have a jury, you look at the jury. If there's no jury, and the judge is on this side, then I sit like this for the judge. Because the natural tendency is the guy's asking you questions. So when I'm examining you, let's say the jury's up there. When I'm examining you, here's what I do with my table. I roll it way over here. It's really hard for you to see the jury. So now listen to me. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you need to make sure you understand exactly what I say. I'm not taking my eyes off you. You might use some trick. You're going to do a Scott to me. I want to get majorized. Okay? So I'm looking at you, okay? And if I'm really good at what I do, I'm going to make even the best of witnesses stay with me. I'm going to pick up drawings that are right here and put them next to me. So you're looking at me. You as the witness, you need to look at them. If they have a document, I'm sitting here, would you look at the diagram that I have to the right of me? Could you bring it over here? Would you be so kind as to bring it here? What are they going to say? No? What is it? Mommy? What are you, a 5-year-old? You say, I'd be happy to look at it. Would you be so kind as to bring it over to me? And then when I look at the document, I'm looking at the jury, I'm looking at the document. Okay, how I put the document out. What's your question? Okay? Now, once you get really, really good and you become an expert in it, if you want to move around a little bit and then see them and then turn this way, that's great. I will tell you, when I testify as an expert in court, this is the way I sit. Because it's just a natural tendency to engage the person you're talking to. So as a witness, make sure you remember who is the jury, who is scoring me, who is judging my life. Okay? You have the future of my client in your hands. You have the power to destroy his life or the power to free him. I think the evidence will show you that he should be free. Wow. Versus the power of my life. Really, I wasn't with the girl. And so if you understand that, you'll understand that dynamic of you want to have credibility, so you look that way. So your witnesses need to do that. When you're a lawyer and you're asking witnesses questions, what I try to do is when it's my witness and I'm asking questions, I try to move my podium close to the jury. In fact, if it's a big enough courtroom, and let's say that you're the jury and that witness is right here, I will actually go over, all the way over, so where in order for him to answer the questions, he's got to look through the jury to me. Now, I just ask questions. I don't tell him to look at the jury. He's looking at the jury. So whenever you can, if the courtroom is big enough, you move the podium in a way where they have to look through you. Now, in cross-examination, it's the opposite. Which do you want? I'm in love with you? Or, really, I'm in love with you. Really, believe me. Think of intimacy when you're thinking of these things to understand that direct eye contact is what captures the moment and closes the people in. So when you're in examination, I don't want the bad guy looking at the jury. There's only one exception. That's when I get the guy on the stand who's going to say, listen to you whippersnapper, it was red, it was red, it was red, it was green, it was green, it was green. Then I will actually move my podium around and tell him it. But that's unless you absolutely are going to crucify somebody, unless you absolutely know you're going to win. Otherwise, I want my podium over here because I want them looking at me. So when you're doing cross-examination, you remember that. Now, if you're the witness, remember, I'm the witness being crossed. See how I'm sitting? Okay? I'll take any criticism from any judge in any competition saying you should have sat and looked at him any day of the week. Because anybody who tells you that is just plain wrong and dumb. And you can quote me. Okay? Because ultimately, in the end, would you rather someone that you're trying to believe look at you or not? That's just the bottom line. So understand that the dynamics play in same with always, I like to equate things to my personal life, to things which are intimate with my friends or whatever, because it makes me understand that that's the same communication. When I get done, jurors like me. That's how I succeed. They like me.